Good evening. Hello and welcome to our 7 p.m. Yin Yoga class. Just going to turn down the music a little bit. Make sure that you can hear me, not just the music. So I don't know how your week has been. Mine has been a little hectic. Dealing with some technology issues earlier on this week, and it's just been a lot to do. So today I feel really called to just share a practice with you that is centered around just releasing stress and relaxation and just giving us time to just be. I think it's the best thing that I can do for you tonight. So if you did not see in the introduction, we will be using a bolster this evening, some blocks. We're going to be doing the half saddle pose, which requires you, for many of us, to prop up our back because we're not that flexible to all just fall down and be flat on the ground. If you are, then you don't need any props. So whatever amount of pillows you need to kind of elevate your back, you're going to need. In traditional, if you've been investing in the Yin Yoga props, then usually it's just a bolster and 2 blocks, and that really takes care of you. Sometimes 2 bolsters and 2 blocks will take care of you when we build that kind of recliner. A blanket, will be doing some deer pose, so that blanket helps to offset and really be able to level you out so that you get that full hip opener. So blanket, blocks, and bolster, which are pretty much all of the props to get you started today. So let's get settled in our seat. Let's go ahead and start to center ourselves, bringing our attention inward. Noticing the breath, the coolness of the inhale, the warmth of the exhale. Slowly begin to elongate the breath, so slowing down that inhale. And slowing down the exhale. Attempting to match the inhale with the exhale so that the duration is the same as the air comes and leaves the body. Focus on making that breath deeper. And longer. Let's transition into some spinal breathing. So we're going to inhale, expand the arms out wide. Exhale, curl the spine under, tucking under. traditional yoga, this is more so like a seated cat-cow. So cow extended back out. Exhale.
A big cat curled under.
More. The hands down. Let's drop the hands to each side of the body, and let's just do some shoulder rolls, starting rolling back, bringing those shoulder blades together, isolating all the motion in the shoulders. The arms are loose and just going along for the ride. And let's go in the other direction. Forward, expanding those shoulder blades apart.
As it rolls.
Forward. Once again, focusing all of that motion in the shoulders. One more. Let's do some side stretches. So let's begin going to the left. Hand goes out to the side. And my right hand's gonna fall over. My bottom maintains contact with the mat or the surface below. Feeling the stretch along the side of my body. The farther my arm goes, the deeper the stretch. And slowly come up, and we'll go down to the other side.
Recognizing that each side is different. So you may be able to go deeper or not as deep on this side as you did on your left. It's okay, listen to your body. Yin is all about playing with edges, not pain. But pushing yourself right to the edge of the stretch. And then holding it, allowing the fascia to stretch, relax, to deepen the stretch even further. And come on back
up. And let's just center ourselves. We're doing a motion with our hands called opening the flow. Hands are going to come up to the chest and gently just fall back down. Imagining as your hands fall back down, just bringing a wave of calmness and harmony into the body. When the hands rise up, you're releasing anything that doesn't serve you. Calming the body. Release. Tossing it out. Calming the body. Release. Time. Allow the hands to rest in the lap. And we're ready for our first pose of the evening. This is going to be frog pose. So for this pose, you're going to need your bolster or a pillow. And if you're sitting on anything, like I'm sitting on my meditation mat, I'm going to move that out of the way. Grab my bolster. So for frog pose, we're going to bring the bolster right in front of us, and it's similar to a child's pose, except we're draped over the bolster. So bolster's right in front of me. I'm going to straddle the bolster, extend my legs out, so I have this frog leg motion, and then my head's going to come down and rest on the bolster. Okay? We'll be here for about 5 minutes. It's meant to be a very enjoyable pose of just melting into the bolster, allowing the hips to open. And you can even bring the legs up further too. So play with the stretch, see what feels good for your body. Think of a frog. That's why it's called frog pose. we're going to begin to transition out of this pose. So let's gently begin to push ourselves back up, moving the bolster out of the way. Let's bring those knees together and just sit back in hero's pose. All right, we're going to transition into deer pose. You may need to have your blanket nearby in case your hips are off of the mat. So I have my blanket nearby. So for deer pose, I'm going to start with my right leg in front of my body. It's going to come right in front as an angle, my foot flat forward. My left leg is around the side of me. Similar shape, but just on the side. So I'll spin around here so you can just see this side here. Now, if my butt is not touching the mat, so this side I have a little bit of a gap, this blanket's going to help with that. And the way that it does that is you actually have to put it underneath the portion that is touching the butt, or touching the mat. The portion of your butt that is touching the mat. So for me, it would be my right side. I would put the blanket underneath the right side, and it's going to actually level me out. So I'm going to put this behind me, rotate back in front. And you have to play with the depth of it. Sometimes you just need the blanket folded over once to help level you out. Here I am sitting just like this, melting. Stretch is happening on the left-hand side of the body. And what we're going to do is, while we're stretching the left side, we're going to work on an acupressure point that's focused on the right hand. So for the right hand, I'll push myself back. So for the right hand, I'm going to take my thumb and my pointer finger, and I'm going to wrap it around the webbing of my right hand. And I'm just going to push there and rest that in my lap. That's an acupressure point to release stress. So you can hold as tense as you like in that webbing with the two fingers. That is comfortable for you. You can massage gently if you'd like. We're just going to apply pressure there as we sit here and sink into this deer pose. Spine is tall. Breath is still steady on the inhale and the exhale. Out of this pose, you're going to release the webbing of your hand, pull the blanket out from you if you've had it underneath, bring that left leg around, and let's bring both feet together into a butterfly motion. And just flap those butterfly wings. So we're ready to move into deer pose on the other side. Recognize that each side is going to feel different. So if you didn't have a gap on the other side, you might have one over here, and that's completely normal. I actually have more of a gap on this side for myself. So I'm gonna put that blanket under the side of me that's not connected, onto the side of me that is touching the mat. Too thick. There we go. Get comfortable, get settled in. And then let's go ahead and grab the webbing on this side. Whatever pressure you'd like. Thumb and pointer finger, and rest that in the lap. Go ahead and release that acupressure point. Bring the legs around, remove the blanket. Oop. And come back into a butterfly pose. Butterfly. Good. All right, we're now gonna move into half saddle. So for this, you're gonna need your blocks. And if not, you can always just stack pillows behind you to get into this posture comfortably. So we wanna stack our blocks in an L shape, just like this. And then our bolster is gonna come right on top. And like I said, you could stack pillows just to make this happen as well. And then to get into half saddle, I'll start with my right side. So my left leg's gonna stay straight ahead, and my right leg's gonna come around to the side. Now you might need extra comfort for your ankle. Blanket can be a great use for this as well. So laying the blanket here for just some extra cushion for the ankle if it is uncomfortable. Get my back right against that bolster, and then we're just gonna lay back down in this recliner-like fashion. Just gonna melt here. Enjoy this hip opener. You can play where your foot placement is. Remember, no pain. So your leg might be out wider, might be up closer. Maybe the ankle is not out flat. Maybe you need to tuck it under. So play with it. Let's gently begin to sit ourselves back up, bringing that right leg around to the front, and take a minute to just bounce those legs, focusing more so on the right, obviously. Now we're going to move to the other side. So if you want to move your blanket over there, if you're using that. Once again, recognizing that each side will feel different. So this one might be more comfortable, it might be less comfortable. So just be mindful to that. You might find that you can stretch all the way back. You know, it's amazing how each side of our body is very different. So I'm gonna make sure that my butt's up against the bolster. Bring my left foot back and then melt back. For me, this side of the body is definitely much more comfortable than the right side when I'm stretching it. So. Let's go ahead and sit up and bring our leg around. Bounce them just for a little bit. We're going to go ahead and move that bolster and those blocks away. And we are now to the point where we're going to move into Shavasana. So you want to go ahead and get comfortable. When you're ready, go ahead and lay down. Making contact with the mat or whatever surface is beneath you. With every exhale of your breath, you feel yourself melting even farther and farther into the floor. And on the next inhale, I want you to feel and imagine a wave of energy traveling up the spine as you inhale, traveling up the body, starting from the feet. And on the exhale, like a wave, it goes back down to the feet. Inhale again, feel it travel up the body. Exhale, feel it travel back down. Inhaling, feeling the nourishing, energetic energy that comes into the body. Exhale, feel it pull anything out of you that does not serve you or your greatest good. Inhale in healing, relaxation. Exhale out any stress and tension. Feeling the gentle sway of the wave as it goes up and back. Each one leaving you even a tinier bit peaceful, a little calmer. it's time to start bringing your awareness back to the space, feeling the floor beneath you, feeling the steady waves that have been coming back and forth up the body and down, slowing down. Feel the depth of the waves no longer coming up the body, but now just staying around the ankles and the feet. Gently begin to move the feet back and forth, wiggling toes. Gently begin to move the head from side to side. Gently begin to push yourself back up to a seated position. Similar to the place and the position where we began our practice this evening. We're going to take 3 deep cleansing breaths to just release out any anxiety that might still be there, sighing out on a ha sound. So let's go ahead and take a deep breath in and sigh it out. Inhale again and sigh it out. One more, inhale in. Sigh it out. Take a moment to notice how your body feels. With no judgment, just increasing awareness. Appreciating all the calmness, the peace, the stillness, but also any signs still left of tension or discomfort. Noting the random thoughts that might be dancing through the mind, or the emotions that are swirling around inside. Recognizing all of them. Take a moment to express gratitude for everything exactly as it is. No matter how joyous and challenging life may be at this moment, we're grateful for life. We're grateful for every morning, every evening, and every minute in between. We're grateful for this moment now. You're grateful for the courage to make time for yourself and your practice, for the rejuvenation and the restoration. Grateful for choosing you. We're going to close our practice by doing 3, pulling down the heavens. Our hands are going to come along the side of the body, palms facing the earth. Once they get to the chest, they're going to face the sky, pulling from the stars and bringing that energy down through you. And again, earth, sky, through you. One last time. Earth, sky, through you. Rest your hands in your lap. Bring them up toward towards heart center. This concludes our practice. Thank you so much for joining me this evening. Namaste. I hope this was of service to you. If you haven't, you can totally support our YouTube channel by subscribing and making sure you never miss a practice. In addition to that, liking the video always helps to support us as well. But regardless, thank you for showing up. Thank you for being here. I'm so grateful for you. Have a beautiful night, and I'll see you next week.